What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning the comparisons of previous and former champions. You know, a lot of people have compared Tyson Fury to Muhammad Ali, you know, regardless of the color barrier shit, you know, the characteristics, the way they fight, their movements, you know, they don't punch as hard. Ali wasn't a power puncher, but, you know, I think Ali punched harder than Fury. However, Fury was able to buckle Wilder, and Wilder is known or has been warranted and is proven to be a tough son of a bitch. Okay, so you can say what you want about Wilder. He's pretty damn tough to take punches that he took, but he was able to get buckled, you know, by Fury and Luis Ortiz and still stay upright. Okay, he might needed a little help by holding and whatever and did what he needed to do. But at the end of the day, he did not fall. Okay, not saying he never been dropped before. I'm just saying, you know, he's been dropped by people and hurt by people, and you know, and it shows the will and the desire. So Fury can crack you know, somewhat. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, he's regarded as a pillow puncher or whatever, but hey, the man has speed, and speed is power. A lot of times people can't handle that. Ask Diego Chico Corrales, right? When he fought Floyd Mayweather, he was 33-0 with like 30 knockouts. Floyd Mayweather was 24-0 with 17 knockouts at that time, okay? January 20th, 2001, I believe it was. Mayweather wasn't known as a knockout artist, but he TKO'd Corrales and put him down for the first time in his career, but he did it 7 times, people. Okay? Because the blinding speed that Floyd had, Corrales couldn't handle. You know, rest in peace, Corrales, because, you know, he died in 2007. But, you know, Corrales was known to be a tough guy. He could take punches, right? And actually, that fight changed him. It changed the way he fought. Guys were able to drop him with one punch. You know, same for Fernando Vargas. But anyway, speed is power. Fury possesses speed, just like Ali did. You know, let's look at the advantages or the accomplishments outside the ring. Listen, today and age, we have mental issues. We have like post-traumatic stress disorder, you know what I mean, or syndrome. And it's a lot of mental things that we have. And it's crazy simply because it's a lot of challenges mentally these days. You know, and people, you know, look at Junior Seau and, you know, Alexis Arguello. You know, a lot of people that had these battles with mental illness weren't able to shake it, people. You know, that's the demon that a lot of us don't know of, but then a lot of us do. You know what I mean? And like, shouts out to Blue Blood Sports TV. He said he had that same thing. Those things are real. People that think that, oh man, you know, if you've never been depressed or if you've never been in a situation mentally, well, okay, I guess that don't apply to you, but it does apply to a lot of people. And it applied to Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury had everything. That gives you, that lets you know, it's like, it's crazy. You know, maybe like the secret of, or the key to life is not having everything you want, you know. But anyway, went a little deep there, but still, you know, Tyson Fury was able to come back through that with his faith in God, with his training, with the people around him, you know. But actually, it had to be him, you know, that wanted to. It had to be his desire for whatever was inside him, you know, had to come forth and want to get out of those type of things. Okay, in comparison to Ali, Ali didn't have mental problems as such as that, but he had political problems, because those were the problems that existed at the time. You know, the government would not let him fight because he did not want to go in a war to do violence amongst another group of people of minority. Okay, so yeah, you know what I mean, with the struggles that Tyson Fury's people struggled, of course Ali's people struggled, being of African American descent, you know. And if you're of any African descent, you know, you guys are, if we are as one. So there's no, oh well, this here and over there and this. No, if you're from any African descent, you should have some type of sympathy or empathy for what's going on with the struggle of people and discrimination. So they both shared that in common, on top of the skills, on top of knowing how to box. And of course, people, last and foremost, the mouthpiece of Tyson Fury and Muhammad Ali, or should I say Muhammad Ali and Tyson Fury. Okay? These guys talk more shit than a politician. And they do that. They can get up under your skin. They can mentally fuck you. You know what I mean? Look at Deontay Wilder. You think to this day, you think that was something he planned? No, he erupted people because he couldn't take those verbal jabs coming from Fury. He couldn't take it all no more. He was upset. He was pissed off. He was emotional. He was distraught. Okay? These things are real. And that's what Tyson Fury was able to do. Just like Muhammad Ali was able to do that to Joe Frazier. He was able to do that to Sonny Liston. Okay? And if I had to compare that more, Deontay Wilder to somebody, it would be Sonny Liston. Big, badass, punch hard, oversized. Sonny Liston was much bigger, but Deontay Wilder was just as tall. You see what I'm saying? Matter of fact, he was taller. He was just slimmer. He has a different build or whatnot. So, yeah, that's a great comparison. Now, let's talk about Anthony Joshua. If you wanted to compare Anthony Joshua, I was just talking to a friend about this, and a lot of people would want to compare him to Ali. Oh man, he's not Ali. No, he's nothing like Ali. You know what I mean? If he was going to be compared to anybody physically or like socially, it would be Floyd Patterson. Okay, Floyd Patterson had his own rise to fame. He beat Ingemar Johansson. They had a great rivalry, okay? But he couldn't beat other fighters. He could not beat Sonny Liston, and he could not beat Muhammad Ali, But he was regarded as one of the nicest, one of the well-spoken, one of the most distinguished gentlemen in this boxing sports today. And when he died, a lot of people cried because he had a lot of respect. He was a gentleman inside and outside the ring, okay? He did things for people. He was signed. He was one of the first black or African American fighters that was signed by white promoters. They took care of him. People adored him. They loved him. If there were endorsements at the time or sponsorships at the time, Floyd Patterson would be on that train, just like Anthony Joshua is today. You know what I'm saying? Like those type of things. People loved him all over. He knew the right things to say. He took his defeats gracefully. He was a hell of a fighter. He was a hell of a fighter. And he did his own things in the sport. A lot of people look at Floyd Patterson and say, oh well, he wasn't better than Ali. He wouldn't, but he was right there in the mix with the rest of those guys. No, he wasn't better than or regarded as better than Ali because Ali beat him. He outboxed him, but like Ali gave Patterson credit for, he could hit harder than Ali. He said, those guys can hit harder than me. I'm not known to be a hard puncher, but I know how to stick and move, speed, use the ring, tie him up when you need him. That's what Ali lived on and banked on, okay? So, yeah, those are the comparisons of the fighters that I compare them to. You know what I'm saying? If I had to compare the three fighters of today, with any of the three fighters from the past, that's exactly what those are the guys. We have Tyson Fury to Ali. We have Deontay Wilder to Sonny Liston. And we have Anthony Joshua to Floyd Patterson. So those are the three. I got kind of lost in thought simply because I was thinking about George Foreman for a minute. Because that is a pretty good, because George Foreman was a hell of a puncher. you could, a lot of people would argue, well, George Foreman kind of swings like, he swung like Deontay Wilder. Okay. All right. I would entertain that. That makes sense. But physicalities, the way they fought versus the way they were outside the ring. Because, out of the one with the worst reputation for outburst and, being urban and street is Deontay Wilder, right? So was Sonny Liston. Floyd Patterson, distinguished gentleman, all like overall gentleman of the sport inside and outside. Anthony Joshua, outspoken, charismatic, quick, fast-tongued. Muhammad Ali, Tyson Fury. But anyway, you guys let me know how you feel about this comparison of champions from previous and past. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.